Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another session of our live session on our channel, Team Square. And here we will be connecting together to listen to your queries, talk about your questions, talk about your concerns, and responding to your queries as a part of this live session. So, welcome aboard, greetings for the day, and welcome to another live session of our channel where we are looking forward again to your queries and helping you understand the concepts in a much better and convenient way. Just feel free and share your concerns, and I will be more than happy to respond to your queries. We will be getting started in a short while. We're just getting, very first query here. That was well before we could start our live session right now. And we see that Dinesh has a very first question coming in from the concern that is manual testing. So, if you talk about the manual testing concepts, he says testing is of two types according to ISTQB. Manual testing comes under which category, static or dynamic? No, not at all. If you remember the discussions we had in the chapter, generally static and dynamic testing are two different types of testing, whereas manual testing comes over this. That means static and dynamic can be conducted manually as well as automatically. So this is not under static, it is rather it is over that. Static and dynamic both can be conducted manually, that is without the tool, or if you do it with help of tool, you call it as automation testing. Okay. I hope that makes it clear to you. And certainly, this is more about understanding. A lot of people have a confusion that what are the types of testing? Is it manual or automation? Is it static or dynamic? Or is it anything else? So, this is where we try to make you understand that no, there are different classifications, different categorizations for all these concepts. So, that's the clarity here that manual testing and automation testing are well above the types of testing because all this type of testing can be conducted with help of manual or automation. Okay, looking forward to more questions for the day. I think the crowd is quite low today. We have a festive occasion happening next week in India. We have Diwali, and a lot of people are away shopping for it. And this is the most celebrated grand festival of the country. And I certainly didn't want it to be on live today. Thought of postponing, but then I thought, let me give it a try. If anyone has any questions, we will certainly answer them. If there are no questions, of course, we have a trigger. We'll just close this session in 5 minutes if there are no questions, and we can look forward to the next week. But of course, I would like to wish all the viewers, because when we'll be back again next week, Diwali would have already completed. So I would like to wish all my dear ones across the world happy Diwali to all of you in advance. Do celebrate and have a safe Diwali. All right, team, we are looking forward to more questions for the day. If you got one, do not hesitate. Your questions can be related to anything. Could be a certification related, could be a concept related, could be even related to the career path of the QA. And I'll be certainly talking about all your queries here and helping you get the answers for them. Meanwhile, we have Joshwan having his question here. Hi, sir. What's the difference between incident and defect? To be frank, it's just that the terminology says incident and defect are different, but actually not. Incident is equal to defect, but as per the documentation of ISTQB in previous syllabus, we had incident being said as when a tester reports an issue. Okay, when a tester reports an issue for the first time, it's been called as issue or incident rather, until unless it is validated. Because a tester can also have misunderstanding about the requirement or the way the system is being tested, or in fact the wrong set of data being used. So generally when a issue is reported with a new status, it is called as an incident because it happened only with one person alone. Later, when it is validated by a senior or a test lead, then it is declared as a defect. Now, that's more important to understand that when a defect reported being validated, then we call it as open, right? The status turns into open as a defect, and that's where you start calling it as a defect. But for some reason, if the issue reported is invalid for any reason, then it can directly be closed and will not be called as a defect at all. So the terminologies can be used wisely in the process, by saying that when a tester reports it for the first time, you call it as an incident, whereas when it is declared open, you call it as a defect. But to be frank, a lot of organizations say that no, as soon as it is reported, it is a defect, but later it will be just opened or closed. But the logic is, if it is not open, it was never a defect at all. All right, I hope Joshua got your answer there. And yeah, we're looking forward to more people having their questions and doubts clarified here. Sure, Joshua, you're welcome. Okay, Dinesh has another question for us. Says, sir, what is the difference between testware and test oracle? Now, Dinesh, testware is basically all the items which you use for testing, right? It could be a test data, could be a documentation, could be a plan, in fact, which you refer, is all called as testware. Just like, cookware, all the items which you use for cooking is called as cookware. The same way, right from the test data, test plan, test environment, everything what you combine together to do testing is what you call it as testware. Whereas test oracles are the short notes which you make during the testing, which could be from the information point of view, could be from the execution point of view, could be from the observation point of view, or recommendation after testing to the developers or the business is all called as test oracle. Test oracle, in simple terms, are called as short notes which are made during the testing. Whereas testware are the items which you utilize for doing the testing. All right, Tahir says hi. Hello, Tahir. Tahir also has a question here. He says, while preparing for ISTQB AUT software exam, do I need to refer or study ASPICE and ISO 26262, 10 volumes, or course content from ISTQB is enough? The course content from the ISTQB syllabus is enough because it's still a foundation level certification of automotive tester. So you actually don't have to get into a deeper dive of ASPICE and ISO 26262. But just for your information, if you would like to explore more, that's up to you. But from the examination point of view, the syllabus is only enough to get the right answer. All right, we have another one coming in from Irwin. Irwin says, how long should one study on average to prepare for the advanced ISTQB certification? And what are the benefit of having the advanced ISTQB certification? All right, even the ISTQB certification at the advanced level is more from the designation base. That means if you're looking forward to get a position like test lead or becoming a test manager from a functional or non-functional or overall point of view, all three certifications are more of role specific. So even if you look at the certification syllabus, you would analyze that mainly talking from the role point of view, not from a analyst, what will be your responsibility? Again, technical test analyst, what will be your our role in an organization leading a non-functional testing? Similarly, for the test manager, it's more of like scenario where a test manager is responsible for managing the test organization within a company. So the general way of dealing with test analyst and technical test analyst would be certainly investing some time. Could be like a month or probably a little more than a month. That's why the examinations are also conducted maybe monthly once or 2 month once. But for the test manager, you would need a little more time, because it is more of like understanding overall situation, behaving like a test manager, coming out with solutions. So you have to be solution oriented rather than just reading the content, right? And making your mindset towards a test manager skill set would certainly need some more time compared to a test analyst or technical test analyst role. So I would suggest you having a little more extension to that compared to other certification at advanced level. And I hope everything should be fine after that. Okay, we do have Mariam Mesbah says, can you give me an idea about ISTQB automation tester? All right. The ISTQB automation tester is more of like an automation architect. If you're looking forward to, oh, as an automotive software test engineer, what are ISTQB certifications I could prepare? All right, Mario, there are two different things. If you say automation tester, it is more from the automation testing tool expert, and automotive tester is more from automotive domain. So we just have one certificate for each. If you want to be an automation expert or architect, you can look forward to test automation certification. And if you are automotive domain, tester, then you can look forward to automotive software test engineer, right? But both scatter from a different point of view. One is a domain specific certification, and second is automation driven certification. So if you want, you can certainly look for both of them, right? Or you can even look for any one of that. Automation is only for the people who do automation a lot, right? They are automation testers and they would like to increase their capabilities or add more value from the point of becoming an automation architect or solution expert for a particular tool. So I hope, Mishpa, that answers your questions there. And should you have anything, just feel free to let me know. We'll be looking forward to it and talking more about the same. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, team. It's more about like letting people know that we have a live session here. We generally answer your questions at. So make most out of this opportunity and let your friends, colleagues know about this live session so that they can also come and ask their questions at in this particular session. All right, Dinesh also has another question. Quality assurance and quality control confuses me. The most kindly clarify in which scenario we say assurance and in which scenario we say control. Keeping it very simple and straightforward, Dinesh, that when it comes to assurance, you are assuring the team that if you follow these steps, you will achieve quality, right? Defining something, defining the methodology, defining the steps, defining the measures are all called as quality assurance. Whereas quality control is more about performing those activities. So no matter I have a very fantastic plan with me, but I don't follow it, of course I will not achieve it, right? So quality assurance is more of defining the process. Quality control is all about following the process. That's the simple and easy difference between the two terminologies. I hope that makes it clear. We do have another question from Kunti. Kunti says, hi Neeraj, how many days will it take to get the foundation level certificate? Meantime, can we apply for the advanced level exam? No. You generally take 8 weeks time to get your foundation level certificate in your hand. So you may have to wait for some time if it is not 2 months yet. So it takes 8 weeks of time to get delivered to your doorstep. And once you have the certificate, then only you can take up the advanced level certification, as you have to produce a copy of your certificate while appearing for the examination. Meanwhile, if you want, you can prepare for the examination. By then, you will have your certificate delivered to you, and you can just take a photocopy of that and submit it when you appear for the examination. So you need the certification copy while you appear in the examination. All right, you're welcome. Are we having any more questions? Feel free to drop them below, team. This session is all about answering your questions. We don't have any specific agenda. We are all here to respond to your queries, help you understand the testing concepts in a much better way, as we have taken this initiative. as we don't have good options available online to resolve your queries. Dinesh also says normally we execute same test case during sanity. Will it be called as pesticide paradox? No. Generally repeating the same test cases again and again from a different objective, okay, is not called as pesticide paradox. But when you repeat the same test case with the same objective, then it is called as pesticide paradox. Sanity is from the point of readiness check, whereas regression is from the point of making sure the system is still working fine, right? So regression testing, which is quite often iterated, repeated, cannot be called as pesticide paradox as well. So this is where we slightly make a difference between repetition uh, without an objective and repetition with an objective, right? So that's how the pesticide paradox goes in line. If you repeat certain test cases with the same objective again and again, for example, to find defect in a particular module and repeat it multiple times, you call it as pesticide paradox. Whereas if you repeat the same test cases from a different point of view, like sanity, regression, you don't call it as pesticide paradox. Okay. Irwin has another one. Irwin says, how long should one study to prepare for the advanced certifications? I'm so sorry, Irwin. I just answered your question the same, right? Because I think that's just a repeat question. I'm not sure, Irwin, if you got the answer there. I'll just skip that. Mariam says, is the syllabus enough for the preparation of ISTQB automotive tester? Can you suggest me sample questions other than the one in the ISTQB org? Miriam, first of all, the syllabus is quite enough with my tutorials together uh, to appear for the examination. There are a lot of people who certainly it can be seen on my videos who have said that the syllabus was enough for them to pass the examination. But unfortunately, we do not have more questions available online because people are not good at copying from somewhere because there are no sources available. Even for foundation, it's just a copy paste. The questions which you find in one portal is available on all the portals. And automotive is being a new examination, like recently launched. People don't have any other dumps for it. So you won't find any other examination paper than the one which is available on the ISTQB portal. Kunti Devi says, what is BCS board? Can we take examinations through BCS? Yeah, BCS is another European body which is taking examinations to that side. Yes, as you are appearing online, that doesn't make a difference. You can take it from any of the board. That's up to you. Okay, we do have Tahir coming again, says, hi, if someone is already working in automotive industry and knows well all the concepts, what challenges can he face while preparing and attempting ISTQB AUT software tester exam? That's the best thing what you can do, having a background of automotive tester, Tahir. If you're already an automotive tester, the syllabus is more of like very simple thing to align yourself. The challenges will only come from the question point of view, that you need to align yourself, that they don't want to know entirely your experience, what you have been implementing so far. Okay, you have to align yourself towards the syllabus and align yourself to the type of questions which they will be asking you. A lot of times we have seen that people who have great industry experience sometimes conflict with the standard syllabus. And ISTQB certainly doesn't want to know that are you working with Caterpillar or Bosch or Continental. They just want the syllabus to be understood and answer as per the syllabus, not as per the organization. So the major challenge people generally face when it comes to experienced people is that they try to conflict or apply their real-time experiences with the syllabus, which is completely wrong. Syllabus is a very standard thing, and I don't want you to put any of your real-time statistics into that because few things will be very generalized and does not certainly match always with your real-time practices. So please align yourself to the syllabus exactly and just look into the sample questions. That would be enough to pass the examination. All right, we do have Tech Break saying that, hi, sir, for ISTQB Foundation, your videos are enough or we should check also something else. where we can find examples of questions what were already in ISTQB exam. First of all, for your kind information, the videos followed by the syllabus reference could be more than enough to pass the examination. Also, to highlight, there are thousands of people who have reported to me that the videos are alone enough to pass the examination, but I don't want to compete them. So, I would say, still recommending you that go through the official syllabus because everyone understanding is different, right? So make sure that you look into the official syllabus copy as well as you parallelly go through the video tutorials and get whatever you want. And you will be able to succeed in that. And you also say, where can we find examples of questions what were already in ISTQB? Nobody knows because ISTQB never releases any official paper. You only find those dummies, questions which are available on any portal. But there are three standard sample papers as per ISTQB, which is available on ISTQB website. That's only trustable as per me. All other portals have many wrong questions, out of syllabus questions, and wrong answers for the questions. So I don't recommend any portal. All right, Mariam says, yes, I'm watching your videos and they are really good. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Mariam, and all the very best for your preparation. Kuti Devi says, okay, sure. Federico, hey, Neeraj, this Monday I have a software testing job interview. I want to thank you for all your help. I wouldn't be able to do this without your help. It's always my pleasure, Federico, that you made it to that level. And all I can say right now is all the very best for your interview. I hope you'll make it and get into your dream job very soon. Tahir says, thank you so much. Your answers are pretty clear. You're welcome, Tahir. Always feel free to let me know if you got a question. And even offline, you can drop me a comment on any of the videos and I'll pick it up and respond to you. We have Venkat Sai. What are the challenges while preparing the foundation level as a fresher? Not challenges, basically. It's more of like the patience what you need to have because as a fresher you will be looking into something which is completely new for you, so you need to have a lot of patience to sit down, read something, understand something, explore it. Just don't rely on the information what we give it you as a part of the syllabus or the videos. Try to explore beyond that, which will give you a better confidence, better understanding, and a learning in detailed manner, right? So this is where a fresher need to invest a little more time by being patient. And that would add a lot of confidence to your preparation and will help you make pass in your very first attempt. Okay? So just make sure that you put that effort, put that, patiently learning concepts, and then you should be good to go. All right, Dinesh says, what is contractual and regulatory requirements under operational constraints in the context of trust process? See, again, when you talk about these terms, these are more of generic terms, right? Now, when you say generic terms, it's more of like can be applied to any type of testing. Regulatories, as far as your product, okay, or your application gets involved with any kind of regulatory acts, like this is aviation, or this is, a banking application, a lot many other things like that, which comes under regulatory. So if regulatory are part of your system and it has to be taken into account, then that's where the regulatory requirements will also be considered. When it comes to contractual requirements, is also a part of requirement which is from the contract, the literal contract which is signed between the customer and the development company. And the company wants to make sure that all the items in the contract are also delivered to the customer. It could be from a SLA point of view, could be from a timeline point of view, could be from a specific functionality point of view, or many other standards. So if these standards or anything else is a part of your contract, then you need to make sure that it is a contract requirement and has to be fulfilled. This is what you mean by saying the contractual and regulatory. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, team, if you're here and you are appreciating this live session. Okay, I am all caught up with all the questions on my chat box. Looking forward to more questions. And we are almost half past the time. You make sure that if you've got a question, you do not hesitate. Feel free to drop that in the chat box. I'm more than happy to pick up your questions and respond to them. Just for your kind information, this is only the channel which talks about getting live to respond to QA queries, and you don't have any other option to get your doubts clarified. So feel free, be a part of this live session always, and just ask your questions and get the responses to that. Right, I don't think we have any more questions coming up. Oh yeah, we got another one. Dinesh says, what is entry and exit criteria, and is this same for different from application to application? No, entry and exit criteria is more from the application side. Like, sorry, not application, the process. The process means what exactly you need to do before you start the work, what you need to do in order to say that it is complete. So there are certain activities which you need to perform before you start with the testing process, and there are certain things which are checked before you say that the testing is complete. Now that's what is exit entry and exit criteria, right? So you would find certainly all this information as a part of my videos. I'm not sure if you're following my videos because it's very well detailed, very well elaborated with a lot of examples. So all these queries must be resolved if you're following my videos. That would certainly add more value to your learning. Venkat Sai, what are the major concepts we have to follow for foundation exam? Uh, there's no major concept at all, Venkat. It's just the official syllabus, which is very standard, and you have to go through all the content of the syllabus and be thorough with that. That's something which you need to really learn and understand. But there is no something like this is important or that is important. It's everything in the syllabus which can be asked to you in the examination. So we don't want to distribute the percentage or distribute the priority on different topics. Everything what is in the syllabus is a part of the examination at any point of time. So no discrimination between the topics. Everything is equally important. All right, team, just have more questions. Feel free to drop them. We are talking about responding to your queries, helping you understand the concerns. Denise says, is there any certification in cloud testing? Yes, we do have from the Brightest. Okay, you can check the Brightest portal, and they have a cloud-based certifications also, but not from ISTQB. Yeah, so you can look forward to Brightest. I'm not sure how far that people are actually opting for it, but there's only one body which is Brightest, which is doing the cloud-based certifications. Okay, we have Megami says Supial. I'm your student, Megami Saiko. Hey Megami, thank you sure for coming in live, and it's really pleasure to have you here. All right, I think that's a lot of questions in today, but yeah, it's really good because when we have an hour session, we consider it as 60 minutes, and 60 minutes should be utilized to answer your questions. So just feel free, keep dropping your questions, and keep letting me know what your concerns are. I may be more than happy here picking up and talking to you. The reason I say maybe if it is in my knowledge. As far as it is considered as a part of my knowledge, I would be more than happy responding to all of you. If it is beyond my extent of understanding or not at all aware of it, I may not be able to answer you about that. But yes, I would certainly mention it that I may not answer that question. But so far, we have been good and will be able to, we have responded to a lot many questions so far. This is our 60th session on the live session. So we are doing good, pretty much good. All right, Megami also says I'm a student of Psycho Corporations. So what are we doing here? Tomorrow is Halloween. Oh, all right. Um, we don't celebrate Halloween in India, so probably you can enjoy the Halloween and happy Halloween to you. We certainly join this live session to answer the questions every Saturday. So a lot of our people from the world will be going through the tutorials, and they have a lot of questions related to testing. So they look forward to get the answers, and this is where we connect every Saturday between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time to look forward to your questions and respond to them. So, again, in future, if you may have any questions, you are already free to join this session and get them clarified as a part of this live. And happy Halloween, Megami. Do enjoy it. Neha says, can you talk about memory leak, please? Thanks. See, when you talk about memory leaks, of course, there's a lot of technical thing behind it, but memory leaks are generally from the point of that when a particular program, when done executing, does not release the memory. So you should have particular instructions specific to the language to release the memory once the program is executed and will not be executed probably again, or when required, it will again allocate some memory to do that job. So generally, when the developers create the programs, they certainly forget to release the memory, which builds up a lot of allocations on the memory and does not have enough space for the new activities to take place. And that is what you call it as memory leakage. Now, a general solution to that problem is the program should be refactored and should be written in manner that once it is done execution, should release the memory which was allocated during the time of execution. So it's just that you sit on a chair in a waiting room and you block that chair, right? So somebody cannot just come and sit in there. But when you get up from that seat, you kind of like put something else, like keep your bag there and leave it. Okay, so again, you are blocking that chair even if you're not sitting on that, and you don't want other people to sit there. So as we have limited chairs in the hall, and if 10 people are there want 10 chairs, and all 10 people do that, the 11th person will never have space to sit, even if nobody are sitting there, right? That's the similar thing what you would understand here from the memory of the internal RAM. So generally, all your activities will allocate memories, but when you close an application, it should release the memory. If it does not release the memory is fully occupied and will not have space for the new actions to do the job. That's where your system gets slow or sometimes even get hang. And that's the reason you have to restart your system to kill all that space or release the memory, which is not an ideal way of doing it. Correct? So that's what I can talk right now about the memory leak. Of course, there's a deeper dive into it, how exactly it happens, how you can release the memory by programming, and you can explore that offline. All right, yes, Steve. If you got a question, don't forget to drop that in the chat. And if you're happy with the service, don't forget to drop a thumbs up on the video. This lets YouTube know that there's something happening on this live session which is helpful for many people, and they share it to many other people across the world. And do let your colleagues, your friends know about this session so that they can also join in and ask their questions. We do not have a criteria for anyone to ask a question here. It is open for all, not even a subscriber. You don't really have to be a subscriber to ask your question. It's completely free and completely accessible to anyone without any criteria. Okay, there's another one coming from Dinesh. How we should use Chrome dev tools from testing perspective. I'm not sure. If you can tell me more about this, hopefully I can answer. Like, what exactly are those Chrome dev tools you're talking about? And what do you mean by testing perspective as a dev tool? If you're talking from the point of inspection, identifying the properties of a browser object or something, so yeah, automation testing can be very well utilizing that. And if it was anything else, I'm not sure what you meant. So if you can elaborate a little bit more, it would be simple and easy for me to respond to you. All right, team, we got around 20 minutes to go from this live session. If you are new here, this session is all about answering your queries related to QA. It could be related to certifications of ISTQB, could be related to testing concepts, could be related to your journey as a QA, the career path. You can ask me anything about testing or related concepts like testing tools as well. And I will be more than happy to respond to you. All right, so Dinesh says, yes, sir, I'm talking about inspect element that is used in Chrome. So yes, these options are basically to interact with the system, that is interact with the objects and components for their respective properties. And each of the inspect part is basically to identify the properties and attributes associated with any particular web component. By doing that, you can easily identify the object for an automation testing perspective. And we need the unique properties to identify it. So the inspect element will certainly give you a console where you can quickly check. You can get the X paths, you can get the CSS path, and you can get a lot many things which will help you to identify the object for automation testing. So I think that's pretty much about the dev tools which you generally use from an automation testing point of view, and quite heavily used. It's just not that it's an option or something. It's the only thing which you can use to identify the objects and detect them to write your automation script. All right, Nia says, at which level non-functional testing is done? Is it done after system testing? Yes. Generally, non-functional testings are performed on a stable system, and until unless the system testing is done, if the system is considered as unstable as it is still building up together. But once the system testing is done, it acknowledges that the system is functionally ready and can be used for any other purposes. And that's where the non-functional testing begins and get to deploy all the non-functional characteristics and measurable. So this is where you are right. It is done after system testing. All right, we got some more questions here. Dinesh says manual tester's career path advancement guide over this, please. Uh, Manual testing advancement can only happen if you move from one particular platform to other platform, that is cloud. Something which is very extinct, something very kind of quite often looked after or sought after jobs. But I would say being a tester rather, not being a manual tester, I would recommend you to switch into automation because that's something which will give you very good advancement on your career and will not just let you be in that well of frogs, right? So I would suggest you either to jump into a cloud-based industry, which is critical skill set, and work as a manual tester. But if you find that a little difficult, then a simple way is to become an automation tester, which will certainly be paying you high amount all the time thereafter. And the more you learn about the automation concepts and continue your journey ahead, it will always be paying you a great amount of money. So please reconsider your concern there rather than continuing your journey with manual testing. You can look forward to be an automation tester, which is always growing and highly paid. All right. So Vishal says, what is monkey testing and what they are used in project? Ad hoc testing. Yeah, ad hoc testing, alternatively known as monkey testing as well, which is completely documentation-less, like we don't have any test cases and we don't have any objective while interacting with the system. We just randomly, ad hocly click here and there on the application and see the behavior of the system. And that's only to make sure that if the system breaks by any monkey behavior, right? And why do we call it as monkey? Because a monkey does not have an objective to jump from one branch to another branch. He can certainly go in a straight path wherever he wants to go, but he always follows a zigzag path. That means he travels from one branch to another branch and zigzag doing the same thing, but he doesn't really have an objective that where exactly he's going, right? So this is where we say that no objective, no documentation, no test cases. If you randomly click here and there on the system, is what you call it as monkey testing, which is just to make sure that in monkey behavior as well, the system does not crash. I hope that makes sense. All right. So Mariam says, what are ISTQB certifications you could suggest for an automotive software tester? Of course, the foundation level certification is the stepping stone. The very first step, what you have to go through is the ISTQB foundation level, without which you cannot take any other certification in ISTQB. And the second, which is domain specific certification, is automotive software tester. Other than that, nothing is specific to automotive software tester certification. But tomorrow, as you grow up with your career, you would like to be a test analyst or you would like to be a test manager. So you can take up the test analyst and test manager certification. So these four will be a part of your career path. Start with foundation. If you're already foundation certified, take up your domain specific certification, which is automotive tester. After that, look forward to test analyst, which you can take up certainly to be a test lead or something, and then take up the test manager to be a kind of project manager from a testing point of view. So these are the four certifications which I can certainly guide you with. How about ISTQB Agile Tester? It completely depends on the automotive industry because I'm not sure if all the automotive companies are using Agile in practice. You are more of waterfall driven. But if you are into Agile, then certainly that is another certification for you. Okay. Neha says for non IT person, what path for learning should one follow to get into manual testing field? Please suggest. First of all, learn all the testing concepts in depth because it won't be so simple and easy for you to transform from a non IT background to IT. So make sure that you do a deeper dive into the understanding of the testing concepts and get certified. That's very important. So if you have at least one certification, your weightage to move into IT increases, right? Because you showcase that I'm certified with everything what you need or what I'm applying for. The job which I'm looking for, I'm certified with that. So this is where it will add a lot of value and deeper dive because as you show that you are from a non-IT background, they will certainly look forward to ask you more questions compared to the simple ones. So they would like to check your knowledge, like to know your extent of understanding. So make sure that you do a double effort on what others generally do, like coming from IT background. So you would have to spend a lot of time understanding every single concept, get the logic reason behind it, that why exactly each thing happens in the industry, what's the significance of that, and then take up the certification, which will add up to your portfolio to get your chances being increased for getting into the testing industry. And that would be sound enough to get a job. Yes, team, just a quick reminder, don't forget to drop a thumbs up on the video. That certainly helps me and a lot of your friends across the world to get to know that there's a live session here where people can ask their questions and get it clarified. So don't forget to do that. We have around 10 minutes more from this live session. If you've got a question, do not hesitate. Just drop it on the chat box. We'll certainly look forward to it, talk about it, give you the resolution, and let's enjoy the day. All right, there's another one coming in from Dinesh. Says, is there any relation between matrix and test cases and test suite? Uh, yeah, I can say there's a relation. Matrices are, the parameters which help you measure progress on any entity. Okay, and just not test cases or test suites. It is basically to measure everything, like the test preparation, test stage design, test planning, test execution, or any other dev activities. Matrices are there for everyone. So it's just not limited to test case or test suite. It is for any activity which you perform. And matrices are mainly to track the progress. I hope that makes sense. And Vishal says, where you are working, sir. I work for a company called as Product right now, and there I'm kind of senior tech lead, and I work for the Salesforce. You can find me on LinkedIn. You'll get to know a lot more about me. All right, we have Alters. Hey, wanted to say thank you. Watch your playlist of ISTQB Foundation, got 80% and thank. That's something really great for us in this live session, that at least one person has something to share about their result. Congratulations, Walters, and thank you for letting us know about your result. It's a really great news for everyone present here right now, because there are a lot of aspirants looking forward to get certified, and that certainly adds a lot of value from the feedback point of view and inspiration to many others to take up this course, that is tutorials, and prepare for their certification. Thank you so much for joining in and letting us know. It was really a great pleasure for us to cater you, help you from the needs of preparation, and certainly congratulations on this success. I would wish you all the very best for your all future endeavors. All right, we have another one coming in quickly from Uma. Is ISTQB certificate benefit for higher positions in private companies? Yes, of course. It does add a lot of value to your portfolio. That's why there are so many people taking up the certification, including me. Vishal Jagdap says, Sir, thank you. Neha, is it also mandatory to get any programming language, DB, API knowledge, or just manual testing knowledge will do to enter? Um, I won't say that it is strongly recommended, but if you know a bit about them, that would add a lot of value. So it's not like must have, but it is like good to have. So you can certainly spend some basic understanding. Okay, you can spend some time learning the basic understanding of these things, like what is C, what is C++, just an idea. What is database? How does the command in the database works? What is like, you know, uh, different SQL queries. What is an API? How does an API work in the system? What's the middleware of it? So these things will help you to certainly add more of like behaving like a technical person. If somebody talks about it, you say, "Yeah, I know about it. At least basic, but I know." So you can't say no to any question. Okay, so that would add a lot of value. And again, just highlighting, it's not a must-have; it's good to have. Also look forward to look into some of the automation tools, because being an automation tester, you generally don't being asked a lot of questions that why are you coming from non-IT to IT. It's just that the industry needs an automation tester so badly that they will just say, if you know automation testing tool, how to use it, you are done. That's it. So consider that fact as well, that if you can parallelly learn an automation testing tool, will certainly boost your success rate to a very high extent. All righty, we got another 5 minutes to go from our live session. Just quickly let me know if you got more questions, and I'll be looking forward to them talking about it. But we just got another 5 minutes to go from our session. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, and don't forget this session happens every weekend on Saturday between 7 to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and you are free to connect with us and talk about it. All right, Neha saying thank you so much. You're welcome, Neha. All right, Dinesh also says, so thank you so much for all these fruitful sessions. It's always my pleasure to help any individual to learn the concepts, get the clarity on doubts, and certainly have better confidence when you work with the testing. And the whole agenda is to make testing community more stronger, respectful in the IT industry. And it all happens with us that if we represent ourselves with better confidence, better knowledge, we certainly get respect. So respect is something which you have to earn. You don't really have to, gain by sitting in one particular corner. So it's really important for any individual to be more confident with what exactly you're doing. That's where people respect you, that if this person is talking about something in testing, he knows everything about it or she knows everything about it. This is where I thought of doing this live session. uh, you would certainly have a lot of value added to your portfolio and skill being brushed up so that you can talk to anyone with a lot more confidence. All right, Vishal says, sir, I'm currently going under training with Selenium, but it's a bit complicated to understand. Is there any simple and best way where I get complete course? I'm not sure what's the reason behind you finding it complicated. Probably it could be the understanding. So you may switch your tutor rather, and you can also look forward to an alternative course because everyone's understanding level is different. Some people understand with layman level examples. Some people understand with complex examples. So you can just say, uh, you try changing your tutor and see that if you're able to understand it. Probably you can try some courses on Udemy and see that if you find out it is simple and easy to understand, then I would recommend you that as a better option. So it is just like, maybe it's not complicated, it's just simple. Probably the way you are getting it is not the right way. Okay. All right, Uma also says, NPTEL or ISTQB certificate, which is the best? People like me, if I don't know a body which certifies you, that means that is something I'm not sure is good or not. So ISTQB is something which is globally recommended, and a lot of organizations are asking for ISTQB. I'm not even sure what NPTEL stands for, so I would not certainly recommend that. It's the first time I'm hearing it from you. Please go for ISTQB, whatever the NPTEL is. I don't think that is going to help you. You see many more questions? All right, that's where we hit the clock. Can we get the last like there to make it 10 at least? And once again, thank you, all of you, for being here. First of all, wishing you happy Halloween to the rest of the world. And in India, to all the Indians across the world, I wish you a very happy Deepavali in advance, because we do have Diwali happening next week, and I will not be live with you on that day. But enjoy your festival. It's a festival of lights. Again, try to make it smokeless. Just put the lights everywhere and increase the significance of being successful, right? So every festival for a reason. This is also for a reason. Utilize that, enjoy the festival, but stay safe. All right. So that's all from this particular live session team. Should you have anything else, feel free to let me know at any point of time. I'm always here. If you want, you can comment, you can connect on LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to respond to you. And I would be more than happy to assist you at any point of time. So be a part of these live sessions and look forward to ask your questions. So as usual, I say at the end of the day, that's all from this particular session team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for being the live part of this live session team, and take care. Happy Diwali in advance and happy learning. See you next time, next weekend. Till then, take care and stay safe. Bye bye. Thank you all.